Hi everyone, so can I please get your attention in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. So today we're gonna be able to make a bar graph to represent data, okay? But before we get into our activity, we need to know what these words mean, okay? So you're gonna be copying these words in your journal as well as the definitions so that we can look back. If we forget, you can read the definition again and remember, okay? So the first word is data. Can you say data? Good, data. This is what data means. It is a collection of facts such as numbers, words, measurements, observations, or descriptions of things. Okay, that's data. Now, can you say poll? Good, poll. So this is what poll means. It is a study in which people are asked for their opinions about something. A good example would be when you vote. Okay? The next word is bar graph. So a bar graph is a chart that uses bars to show comparisons between categories of data. Okay, so this is what a bar graph is going to look like, just so you know. Okay, meanwhile, make sure you are copying the words and the definitions, okay? So this is what a bar graph is going to look like, okay? Good. Now, let me know if you need more time writing the words and the definitions. Okay, good. Now, let's see. I'm gonna take a poll from students in this class on what your favorite season is. So I have the seasons here, okay? We have winter, spring, summer, and fall, okay? And we have little pictures here, so you remember what they are. We have a snowman during winter, it's really cold, okay? You have Christmas, okay? During springtime, we're just transitioning into a warmer weather from winter, so flowers start to bloom, it gets a little warmer outside. Then we get to summer. Okay, here we have a little dog at the beach enjoying his time at the beach. Okay, so some people really like summer. They love going to the beach. Here we live about 5-10 minutes from the beach, driving distance. Okay, okay. So next is fall season. During fall season, what changes do you see in trees, for example? Good. Yes. The leaves start to fall and they start to dry out and fall. It starts getting a little bit cold, and we have pumpkin patch. We have Halloween time. So these are the 4 seasons that we're focusing on. Now, I'm gonna need you to raise your hand just one time. Okay, you only get to pick one time what your favorite season is, okay? So you have to raise your hand nice and high so I can see you, okay? Because I'm gonna be counting how many students like that season. So I'm gonna use tally marks to keep track of how many students like the season. So raise your hand if your favorite season is winter time. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, looks like there's 5 people. What about spring? Whose favorite season is spring? Raise your hand. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. What about summer? Whose favorite season is summer? Wow, okay. So I counted 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, whose favorite season is fall? Raise your hand nice and high, please. Okay, no talking, please. Just raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Good. We have 8 people whose favorite season is fall, right? So let's go ahead and record this data that we took, taking a poll, okay? Let's go ahead and work on our graph. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass out these graphs, okay? So once you get your name, what's the first thing you're gonna do? Raise your hand and tell me. Yes, excellent. You have to write your first name and last name and the date. Okay, I have the date right up here if you forgot. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass these out right now. Good, can I get table leaders to come up here? Pass them out to your table. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so also this bar graph, you're going to be gluing it into your math journals. Okay, so we have to do a great job so that we can put it in our math journals, okay? Now, I'll put this here. So now we're going to use the data to make the bar graph, okay? So remember, data are facts that are collected to help us learn more about something, okay? So what we're gonna do first actually is we're gonna be comparing the data, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and have a title. You always need a title for a bar graph. They should all bar graphs should include a title. Why do you think we need a title for this? Raise your hand. Good, so that we know what the graph represents, right? What we're talking about. So, who remembers the title of the data that we collected? Okay, good. It is favorite seasons, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna write favorite seasons up here, okay, right under your name. So you're gonna write favorite seasons. Good. So now that we included our title, we also need a scale label. And here we go. We have our scale label right here. We have our numbers, okay? So this is, we're gonna write number of students, okay? There we go. You can also write it horizontally, okay, if it looks better. How about we do that instead? Let me go ahead and erase that, okay? So just go ahead and wait. Okay, so let's go ahead and write number of students. Good. Now we need the bottom part of the graph. We need to label it. we need to label the category. Who remembers the categories? Okay, the seasons. Good, yeah. We're starting with winter. Now I'm gonna want you to skip one bar right here, okay? We're going to include spring. Okay, what comes after spring? Summer. What comes after summer? Good, fall. Alrighty. So remember, let's go over this again. What should go up here? I know your name goes first, but what goes at the top of your graph? Yes, the title, right? So let's just go ahead and write title. Okay, the word title. Okay, so you don't forget. The title of our bar graph is favorite seasons. Okay, what else did we label? Okay, raise your hand if you can tell me. What else should we label? Good. We need to label our scale, which would be our numbers, where our numbers are. Right here on the left side of the graph. And we labeled it number of students. Okay? That's going to represent a number of students. Now, what goes at the bottom of the bar graph? Can someone raise their hand and tell me? Good. Yes. So we're going to include the categories at the bottom. So we wrote winter, spring, summer, and fall, and we skipped a column here in between. Okay? Now, okay, so now we're going to collect our data for winter. How many kids' favorite season was winter? Let's go back to this page. Okay, 5, right? So you're gonna use, I want you to use your, let's see, I want you to use the same colors as I am. I want you to use the color blue, okay? You're gonna use a blue crayon to color it in. Okay, so since there's 5 students, we're going to go up like that. Okay, so just be careful. Let me go ahead and do this again. Okay, mine came out a little too big. Okay, so I'm gonna, there we go. Make sure you stay inside of the lines so that it looks really nice. Okay. Good. Okay, good. Now, I'm gonna switch colors. Okay, let's see, what color should I use for spring? I'm gonna use yellow. Okay, and let's see how many students chose spring as their favorite season. 6 students chose spring as their favorite season. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this in, go up to 6. Okay, 6 is right here. So make sure that you stop right at the 6. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do next is, I'm gonna show you the next number of students whose favorite season was summer. And I want you to try this on your own, okay? I'm gonna walk around and make sure that everyone has all of these parts so far. And yeah, so I'm gonna walk around, but I'm gonna show you the other data for summer and fall, okay? For summer, there were 10 people who chose summer as their favorite season, and for fall, there were 8. Okay, so just so you remember, I'm gonna write that down. there were 10 and then 8. I want you to fill these 2 bars yourself. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and walk around right now. I wanna see you try to do this on your own. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and walk around. Okay, good. So it looks like everyone's understanding how to graph their bar graph. Everyone's doing an excellent job and it's looking really neat. Thank you. Okay, so can I have a volunteer to come up here and fill this out here? Okay, all right, come on over. Good. So yep, it goes all the way up to 10. Summer goes all the way up to 10, and this person used purple. Good. The last season was fall, right? Use green. There were 8 people whose favorite season was fall. Okay, so you go to your scale and then your category, which is fall. Good. Raise your hand if your graph looks just like mine. Okay, good. So now let's go ahead and compare. Okay, so winter has how many people chose winter as their favorite season? Yes, 5. Excellent. 5. What about spring? Good. 6 students. What about summer? Good. 10 students. Good. What about fall? 8, right? Okay, so now let me ask you a question. Which season was the most popular one? What season was the most popular one? Who has the most students here recorded on the chart that like that season? Good, it is summer, right? A lot of people in this class prefer summer over any other season. Which one has the least amount of people? Raise your hand if you can tell me. Good, winter. So winter has the least amount of people. It has 5. Okay, 5 and 10. That's half the amount of people. Good. So if you were comparing and you would say which one was the most popular season, you would say summer. Okay? And then the least popular season was winter. Okay?